Woo! Getting ready to talk about some toys, boy. Alright, you guys. It has definitely felt like forever. It's only been about 3 months, but really it's felt more like 3 years since I've given you guys a proper new video. And I'm sorry for that. My explanation goes like this. This video that I'm making for you guys right now, I intended to come out on July 1st or on June 30th, depending on how fast I edited it. I was halfway through making the video. I had all of this stuff set up to help take the experience to the next level. I had a new mic. I had the lighting set up perfectly. I had everything in my collection on this desk, and I was ready to talk about some toys to you. And then I got 2020'd really hard. My battery died. It wouldn't hold a charge. I had to order 2 new ones. It was just a whole thing. It was a process. I'm still really frustrated about it, but rather than continue to beat myself up and stress myself out, I've decided to consolidate and reorganize things, and I'm bringing you the well-intended Q2 top 10 action figures of 2020 list. And to recap, let's go over everybody who made it into the top 10 in Q1. Number 10, Transformers Cyberverse Deluxe Class Bumblebee. Number 9, Diamond Select Toys Katara. Number 8, Transformers Studio Series Soundwave. Number 7, Marvel Legends Cosmic Ghost Rider. Number 6, NECA Toys Ninja Turtles Turtles in Time Slash. Number 5, McFarlane Toys Superman and Unchained Armor. Number 4, Marvel Legends Red Hulk. Number 3, Marvel Legends Doctor Doom. Number 2, Lightning Collection Power Rangers SPD Red Ranger. And number 1, the NECA Toys Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990 movie Shredder. I love these figures. They have definitely, well, most of them have definitely stood against the test of time, but we also got some new people in the back, so I'm gonna go ahead and move the current top 10 out of frame for right now. They will be back, don't worry, but now it's time to give the new guys some shine, talk about them, narrow it down to who I believe are the best contenders to crack into the top 10 of the year. And then we'll see where things go from there. And we have a outstanding Q2 class here. Yeah, come on, Dynamite. Get with the program, buddy. And I couldn't be happier with the figures that I've been able to acquire and purchase. But now's as good a time as any is to explain why certain ones just don't make the cut. For example, starting, I guess, in the front, the majority of these Scooby-Doo figures, these Scoob figures, are going to have to be pulled. These are by Basic Fun Toys. They're a lot of fun. I love them immensely. But they're not without their faults. Not some of the best paint on them. And I still actually haven't even really seen that new movie yet. It's on HBO Max. I'll probably watch it this weekend with my mom. But I'll have more things to say about it then and there. I really like this Shaggy figure. I think he's a little sassy with his hand on his hip like that. And it's just a lot of fun having these new Scooby-Doo figures, these Hanna-Barbera figures in general. Because I know that the Scoob movie is supposed to be a launching point for a greater extended animated universe of all the Hanna-Barbera characters. That's why we got Dick Dastardly and Muttley here. Muttley is pretty much just a stump. He can barely stand on his own. Like, you can't even pose his arms, which is a real bummer. Wish that they did more with Dick Dastardly as well. So, he's out. This is a Aang variant figure from Diamond Select Toys. He is dubbed the Avatar State variant. However, from my recollection and my love of Avatar, this is actually not show accurate. It makes more sense to call this a Spirit World variant because in the episode when he travels to the Spirit World at first, he has this blue hue around him. But yeah, when he's in the Avatar state, he actually still looks like himself, and he just has the glowing eyes. And as cool as this figure is, and as amazing as some of the shots I got with him, he's getting pulled simply because of the fact that structurally he's the exact same body of the original Aang, which means that he falls victim to all of the problems that I have with that figure articulation-wise. So, unfortunately, Aang's a no-go for me. Probably the last big... This is another Basic Fun Toys figure from the Scoob movie. Captain Caveman making his long-awaited... I mean, has it been long-awaited? Has anybody been asking for more Captain Caveman? I know he was kind of popular back in the... What was that, the late 70s? My mom and some of her cousins would know. Leave a comment if you know about Captain Caveman. And make sure to click that like button. It's right there where he's pointing. Here we have some more Studio Series figures. These two came in the same wave, and these are pretty much the only two that I'm going to count as being in the same wave. This is Roadbuster from Transformers Dark of the Moon. I really like Roadbuster. I think that he's a very well put together figure, and he's structurally probably the most sound deluxe class figure that I've bought in a very long time. Unfortunately, I like him, but I don't love him enough to consider him a top 10 contender. So he's out. Shatter potentially is a contender. There is a lot left to be desired with her backpack assembly here. But I'm going to go ahead and leave her in for now. And just kind of keep going down the row here. Who to talk about next? I was able to go to GameStops around my local area, and I picked up some more foot soldiers for army building purposes. Wow, he is really dark. But yeah, I mean, it's a foot soldier. Do with that information as you will. I love them. I love the 1990 movie. Unfortunately, with NECA's articulation scheme, he doesn't really move and pose like a ninja, like I feel like a ninja should. And that's just kind of a letdown to me. So that's why he's probably not gonna crack the top 10. See, this is frustrating and confusing because going back to Basic Fun Toys again, and I commend them because I really do love these Scoob figures. With Dynomutt and Blue Falcon here, I want to count them as one, and I really should because these figures came in 2-packs, but they matched them so that way if you wanted at least a guaranteed pair, you had to buy 2 sets for $20 altogether. But these are cute little $5 figures, and for $5, with the articulation that they have and the paint jobs on them, you're not really gonna get a better bang for your buck. I'm gonna go ahead and pull Dynomutt, and we'll just let Blue Falcon stand as the Basic Fun Toys rep. Once again, kudos to them on a solid batch of figures. I really hope that they're able to come in and do more with that property. If you have one Batman, you have them all at this point. This is the McFarlane Toys based off of Arkham Asylum. And that's pretty much that on Batman. I mean, seriously guys, it's Batman. You either love him or you hate him at this point, and I am the Knight. Also, in the lieu of the Batman family, This is the McFarlane Toys, the Batman Who Laughs figure. This actually came out with like the other 13 or however many figures in the first wave of DC Multiverse figures that Todd and his team did. And I doubled back and decided to pick up this one instead. I passed on it originally, but now that McFarlane Toys is committed to doing the rest of the Dark Knights metal figures, it's like, okay, well, if I'm going to get them all, I got to have the most prominent one, obviously. I really appreciate the amount of sculpt work that went into this figure and how well the articulation works despite how hindered he looks in this giant, almost Michael Jackson looking getup. This is totally something I'd expect to see out of an old school 90s Michael Jackson video. Is it just me? This is like you tell me in the comments below. I don't think he's beating Unchained Superman though. Also in the context of the fact that he is $5 more than the average figure in this line, because he came with a collect-to-build Batmobile piece that I didn't want or ask for. So for that, the fact that he had to cost more for basically being the same type of figure with an unneeded accessory, he's out. Let's talk about you. But this is the Transformers Studio Series Voyager class Scrapper figure. He is a Decepticon and a Constructicon. My favorite one out of all of the ones that they've done so far. I applaud Hasbro. If you remember my points about Scavenger and Mixmaster from my first video, link in the description below if you haven't checked that video out. Scrapper is out because, once again, I'm counting all of the Constructicons at a later time once I have all of them together. This one's easy enough. Bet you didn't even notice he was back there. The Child, Baby Yoda, one of the most ridiculously overhyped mascots in recent memory. Go Star Wars, go The Mandalorian, kudos to everybody who worked on the show. You even suckered somebody like me into buying a figure like this. But yeah, definitely not top 10 material for me. Go ahead and talk about my Rangers here. Lightning Collection finally dropped Wave 5. This one had a QC issue. I fixed it. I ordered it for a return because I found this one, but the company that I bought this body from were just like, we'll give you the refund. You can just keep the figure though, because we're not trying to deal with that amidst all of this social distancing and just like in other means. So I was like, neat. So I fixed the issue. I got the standard release Red Ranger head, and so I kit bashed it. So now I have Trey of Triforia as the Gold Ranger and Jason returning as the Gold Ranger in my display. So definitely really enjoy these figures. I'll go ahead and pull the Jason one out because it's technically a custom, not as issued, so it's disqualified. Another easy one for me to pull actually is Wonder Woman, all the way in the back here. Out the way, Shatter. Wonder Woman's great. I mean, given the fact that I have no context for this design in the suit because the movie isn't out yet, I know it's briefly adapted from her Kingdom Come armor. I had a lot of QC issues with this figure when I first got it. The left wing kept popping out of place. I had to adjust that. Her left foot wouldn't move at all. That ball joint at her ankle was stuck really tight. Had to heat it up, pop it off, work it and join it, and it's just like all of that work just to try and get her posed, and it's questionable. And it's the fact that she was $20 and this is an astounding piece of work for $20, but they packaged her as if her wings to her armor were the accessories, and that kind of bothers me because I mean the stand is fine enough as an accessory, but she could really go. I would literally rather not have the stand and you give me just like a pair of fists or a sword and a shield, and I feel like that would have served this figure much better. Also, for future reference, I am counting Heatstroke and Heartburn here, these two little Battle Masters, with the Transformer that they came packaged with, which is Voyager class Hot Link here. I definitely enjoy him, and I also enjoy immensely the Studio Series Shockwave figure. And it's like, I just got this weird duality here with these two figures, because like, what do I like about this big purple Transformer versus this big purple Transformer? Like, aesthetically, they really do a lot of the same for me. And so, it's just kind of a toss-up here. So I'm kind of at my ends with what I really want to do here with some of these figures, you guys. Oh my god, this is so stressful, but I do it out of love and out of passion and out of the fact that some of you guys enjoy just watching me sweat on camera. So I think the last figure I'm gonna pull before I bring back in the top 10 is the McFarlane Toys comic book Superman. Wave 1, I passed on this figure originally, but after watching numerous reviews battling back and forth, it was at my local comic shop, and when they first reopened after the shutdown, I decided, you know what, I'm going to support them. I'll buy this figure. It was marked up a little bit, but I love those guys over there. Shout outs to them if any of them see this video. And just, I feel like the Unchained Armor Superman is the more superior one, given everything else that this figure has going for it. So he's out. So now that we got these in here, let's immediately pull some of them back out. Bumblebee's out just because time was his enemy. At the time when I had him, there weren't many other figures out yet, and there's just stuff that's objectively better on the market now. So he had a good run at it, but who knows, maybe in due time I'll grow to appreciate this and he can sneak back in Q3 or in Q4. We'll see what happens. Katara is also out, more or less for the same reasoning. I mean, they're not as accurate as I want them to be, and that's pretty much what it boils down to with it all at the end of the day. Doom is out. Doom is Doom. He's one of my preferred comic book villains. I really hope to see him in a movie sometime soon, but it's not. I wasn't checking for the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom at the beginning of the year. So, they're out. Shockwave and Soundwave were in the same wave. How many times can I say wave in one sentence? But I'm going to bounce Soundwave out and give his wave representation spot to Shocky over here, just because when it comes to Shockwave, he has actually added an advantage versus some of the other Transformers Studio Series figures. A lot of them have to impress me in both their robot mode and in their alt mode. With this one, his alt mode was never shown in the actual movie, which means that it's moot and irrelevant, which means all of the enhanced detail that they put into his robot mode is so beautiful, and it's so amazing. So we'll see if he sticks around. Yeah, Shatter's not going to make it, so sorry, you guys heard my reasoning. Backpack's a bit much for me. So, like you already heard with my spoiler alert, come on guys, get with the program, we're on camera here. Raphael's out because Casey Jones is getting in. They came in the same 2-pack. I could count them as one, but a lot more going on with Casey than there is with Raphael, even despite how wonderful that trench coat is. Cosmic Ghost Rider, maybe? It's I'm at a catch-22 with him because I love this figure. It's pretty much all new parts. It's like I read the comic book, and it's fantastic, but I just really didn't like his price point because he came with the bike, and it's like, I know he's the Cosmic Ghost rider, so he needs his motorcycle. It's part of the Marvel Riders Legends series. But it just kind of inflates the price point, and I really feel like Hasbro tries to sell you a vehicle with an afterthought action figure accessory, if that makes sense. And it's like, I probably, like, if this figure would have came issued at $20 just like this, I'd have no problem with it. He'd probably still be a contender. But the bike adding on an extra $25-$30, it just really doesn't do it for me. So, Cosmic Ghost Riders getting bounced. I got to make a decision with either Ranger Slayer or Zeo Gold right now, because I've been twisting my mind around it. They've been sitting on my desk for the last week and a half. Zeo Gold is my favorite 6th Ranger design. Ranger Slayer is so unique. And in this moment right now, on camera, I'm bouncing Zeo Gold just because we're never going to probably get Rangers like her or from the comics in general outside of the Lightning Collection ever again. I want a female rep in this top 10, and so she's got a good shot at making it here. How many do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh my god, there's still so many. Okay, Blue Falcon, you're getting bounced. I like you. Like I said, for the price point, the paint work, immaculate. Keep up the good work, Basic Fun Toys. Kudos. I'm going to go ahead and bounce Slash. Just because he's not my favorite Ninja Turtles character ever. And also working against him is the fact that he's from the video games. I like the video games, but I don't have super nostalgia tied to them like I do with the cartoons or the movies. So Slash is out. Okay, do I need more than one Studio Series figure on this list? I don't think I do. This is Sentinel Prime from the Dark of the Moon movie. Okay, Ranger Slayer, you and Jack can do whatever it is that you're going to do while you're lying down. This video is intended for audiences 13 and older, by the way, in case I don't put that edit mark at the beginning. I love Sentinel Prime. He looks like he walked right off of the screen for me, and so if it came down to one Studio Series rep, I got to keep him, which means Shockwave. You had a good run at it, buddy. There is a lot of love for McFarlane on this list. You got Unchained Superman right here. You have this fantastic Joker figure from Arkham Asylum. And you also have this big boy in the Doomslayer. The Marauder. I always want to call him the Doomslayer because I'm assuming he's slaying Doom guy. That's how my brain works. But like I said, everything is not without its faults. Love his overall aesthetic. I love what they were able to do with his articulation. I love his sculpt work. And if I just had to, and it's just like, I'm trying to figure out what are the things that impress me the most with what McFarlane Toys is doing right now. But because the other thing that kills me about this figure is it's like one step forward and 2 steps back. Who sculpted that elbow joint? That is unacceptable, man. I can't even. It drops this figure from like a 9 out of 10 to a 7. And I don't know if a 7 is that good enough to warrant making the top 10. So I think that means Marauder is out. So now it's time to get everybody situated and get them in order with the last few moments that I have with your time here. Ranger Slayer. She's awesome. She's pink. She's badass. She's so unique. There's not much more else that I can really say about her. Superman is dropping down a bit just because there's not much that I can really do with him in terms of posing. Like, that's pretty much as dynamic and menacing as it gets with him. And the same can really be said about Red Hulk. Impressive, big, chunkin' Bruticus of a figure. And don't get me wrong, I still love him, but he doesn't have much going for him besides just being big and red. And I really wish that his butterfly joints moved to work with his chest versus with his back, for the same reasoning of Sinestro getting the next spot. So 10, 9, 8, number 7. Sinestro's cool. He's from the DC Essentials line. I love his paint job. But the thing about DC Essentials, I'm joking here. I say they're DC Essentials because you essentially don't get anything else besides the figure that you paid almost $30 for. And the fact that he can grab his knuckles, but Red Hulk can't, that's why he's edging him out. I know that might sound like the most ridiculous thing to some of you, but it's my party and I'll cry if I want to. 10, 9, 8, 7. Number 6 is going to go to Hot Link. And yeah, and the only reason why it doesn't rank higher is for that same reasoning and logic with the Seeker mold. There's just a lot of fatigue with that figure. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You know what, since he's right here. Actually, no. Number 5, I will give to Joker. Purple all in the middle. I love this Joker figure. He's given me some of the most expressive amounts of photos that I've been able to take. It's amazing. I love him. Number 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay, number 4 will be Sentinel Prime. 3 will be Red Ranger. He's dropping down. Number 2, Rokusaki, aka Shredder. And number 1, making his grand debut of being movie accurate, the NECA Toys Casey Jones figure. Alright, you guys, and here are my final contenders for top 10 of 2020 Q2 edition. Number 10, Lightning Collection Ranger Slayer. Number 9, Superman in Unchained Armor. Number 8, Marvel Legends Red Hulk. Number 7, DC Essentials Sinestro. Number 6, Hot Link. Number 5, DC Multiverse Joker. Number 4, Studio Series Sentinel Prime. Number 3, Lightning Collection Red Ranger. Number 2, Shredder. And number 1, the 1990 movie Casey Jones. And as I ended the last video, I will end this video by bringing in Figma Zenyatta, who does nothing more than promote peace, love, and positivity. Peace be upon you, and thanks for watching.